Hello all, this is Virginia from Athens, Greece, and this is the first video I make for the AI Tips initiative. First of all, I would like to thank Aurora for the invitation, and I would like to thank you for letting me participating in such a great initiative. So for you that you do not know me yet, I'm Virginia Katsimpiri. I'm a Greek certified translator based in Athens, Greece. I have been working as a professional translator since 2007, and I have a small agency in the center of Athens, vtranslations.gr. Recently, I started 2 initiatives mentoring for translators and starting out as a translator communities here on Facebook, and we decided with Aurora our first topic for this video to be the most common mistakes all starting out translators make. And you might recognize yourself in some of them, if not all of them. So, let's start. One very common mistake all of us make while we start out as translators is that we accept everything. And by everything, I mean that we accept any project that comes in our email or under any kind of conditions, like any specialization or without paying attention on the deadline. So before accepting any project, please be sure that you're able to undertake the project, that you can meet the deadline, and it's under the specialization that you undertake. Another very common mistake we make is that we do not set our terms and conditions with our clients. And I know that many of my mentees tell me that they work with agencies, so most of the times agencies set their own terms and conditions. But I would suggest you, even if you work with agencies when you start out as a translator, to have at least your payment terms. You can set your payment terms, like you can accept projects that you are going to be paid in 30 days, for example, after the invoice date. Something like that. Or your rate, another very common mistake. We do not know how to set our rates, and nowadays there are so many tools out there online, on the pages of associations, translators associations, and also I have one in the Mentoring for Translators group. So make an online research, find these tools and set your own rates according to your lifestyles. Don't go and ask other translators what they charge. You should set your own rates according to your lifestyle and your needs in order to be able to pay your bills at the end of the month. So these tools you can download them and work on an Excel file, or they are online that you can put all your expenses and your lifestyle there to find out what you should be paid per hour or per rate in order to meet these needs. Another very common mistake is that we do not have a specialization. And I know that as a starting out translator, you may tell me, as my mentees tell me, is that I'm starting out, I just start out as a translator, so how to choose my specialization? Even if we start out and we do not know what is our specialization, and we do not have an extensive experience in any field so as to gain such a specialization, it's a mistake not to have in mind that at some point in our career, 1 or 2 years, we have to have a specialization and we have to become specialized in a specific field. A tip that I give to my mentees in order to decide the specialization or to become specialized in a specific sector is to have in mind 3 aspects. You should have in mind what you really love to translate, what text you really like and enjoy translating, because you're going to spend the whole of your life translating this kind of texts. Also, what kind of text are you very good at? And by good at, you find it easy to translate, or you are willing to spend time and effort in order to find out how to translate these texts. For example, I cannot translate medical, so I do not undertake medical translations, for example, and I have colleagues that I can undertake such projects for me. The third aspect that you should have in mind when choosing your specialization is the market and what are the needs right now. According to a period of time, there are some specific needs in the translation business, some projects that are needed and specializations that are needed, and there is a need of translators. So having these 3 aspects in mind, I think that it will be easier for you to choose a specialization. Very common mistake next we make is that, and is a question that I get from my mentees, is that starting out translators, they do not know how to evaluate, how to be sure about an agency, the credibility of an agency before they accept a project. And it's a very common question that I get from my mentees. So I got this, for example, project request, but I'm not pretty sure if I'm going to get paid after the delivery, or if this company is credible or reliable. So there's so many ways nowadays that you can make a research and find out. First of all, you can make a research among your colleagues and ask them if they have cooperated with this company before and if they know something to tell you about them. Also, there is the Blue Board on Pros that you can go and check their rate. There's a paymentpractices.com, another website that you can go and become a part. It's a paid membership, but it's worth it. And also nowadays there are some Facebook groups, closed groups only for translators, where you can post a request and you can receive feedback about the specific agency via private message. So ask before you take a job from an agency, and be sure about their reliability before you work for them, in order to be sure that you are going to get paid after the delivery of the project. Another very common mistake that I found among my mentees, and I think maybe I had it when I started out as a translator myself, is that I see that nowadays starting out translators, they're either overconfident or not confident at all. So that might lead either to undertake projects that you cannot deliver on time or with a very good quality, or you reject projects that you could undertake and you could deliver with a very good quality. So that's a very common situation that I have to deal with my mentees. So be sure about what you can undertake. Ask your mentor, ask your trainers, your professors, or the people that you have around about your skills, and also be sure before you undertake a project. Not be overconfident, but not confident at all. That's really shame if you can undertake a project to reject it. So be sure for your skills and undertake or not a project. Very common mistake that we make, that I wouldn't say only starting out translators make, is that we work isolated. Okay, and I understand that we all know that translators, we are introverts. So we like to work isolated. It's the kind of our job also to work isolated. But I would suggest you, even if you do not like to go in person and meet people as an introvert, at least to be online present. By present, I mean to discuss with other colleagues, to get to know about the progress of our profession, to become an active member in an association, and to be sociable and to learn about our profession and what is happening nowadays, the developments in our profession, and not to work isolated, because that is the reason why we do not get to know what is happening in our profession, what we can charge, if the previous example about an agency, if they are reliable or not, if we could work with them or not, and how to deal with specific problems that we face in our everyday life. I know that there are so many forums out there, and Facebook groups and online communities, that you can go and ask questions like this IAPT Facebook community and IAPT as an association. And before I conclude with this video, one last advice I would like to give you, according to the mistakes that I have seen that starting out translators make, is that as starting out translators, or even more experienced ones, we do not like to market our services. And to market our services, I mean marketing. We are not aware of marketing. We do not like marketing as a part of our business. But what I advise my mentees is that we have to learn about marketing. We have to make an online research. There are so many modules out there for free, and so many courses that either paid or free, to find out the marketing way that fits you best and that you would like to learn more things about it, and start market your services in a professional way. So to wrap up, this was the video with 8 most common mistakes all starting out translators make. You might identify yourself there as well. I did. If not in all of them, some of them. Let me know your thoughts about this. If you have any other solutions that you would like to share with us, how to deal with these situations. And bye bye from Greece.